I guess we do kind of need to start with a recap of everything since it's been a while since we've played.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember some of it, and it was crazy. So
Yeah, it was a little.
Shake out real bad. Real
I remember it pretty distinctly, but let's recap it for our potential viewing audience.
yeah. I mean, I know one thing. Everybody in our group needs therapy now. So.
Oh yeah, they do.
I forgot that that's a thing.
I have a leveled up.
I'm throwing a certain someone off a bridge.
Oh, Lord. So, to recap, you guys tried to pursue the Sea King by boat, got caught in a storm after an altercation with some sirens, and then washed up on this island of crazy cult women. You played a ball game with them to try and get as a way of trying to win some information from the island's matriarch. But then the confrontation with you asking her questions goes down rather poorly, as you mentioned the darkness publicly, and that freaks her out. She takes you off to a secluded location. You find out that she is actually infected with it. You don't know how long or what the nature of this infection is or how it operates, but Ursa tried to buy time for you guys by pinning her down. But Alsumi saw an opportunity when he managed to pin her down, and then as she managed to get her, pull herself back up out of the water, Alsumi saw an opportunity to try and,
take the bitch out.
Yeah, he shanked her. He stabbed her in the back, and it did not have the desired effect. It
released the Kraken.
Yeah, the darkness just oozed out of her until it eventually engulfed the entire island.
Flex tape can't fix that.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I guess he is technically an assassin, although that sort of thing has never happened to him, ever.
Yeah. I mean,
nobody asked you to kill the bitch, though.
I can only assume that killing her was the intention, because you don't just stab someone in the back. Like, your pincers are long. That's like stabbing someone in the back with a 6-inch knife and being like, "What? I didn't think that was gonna kill him."
It's just a flesh wound. Oh, and also, I dipped the knife in acid.
Yeah. It's a 6-inch knife covered in acid. Like, of course, the expectation is assumably that you were trying to kill her. And I mean, in fairness, I can kind of understand that objective, considering that everyone is unarmed at the moment, and she apparently has a history of serial manslaughter.
And also
is actively threatening us.
Did not listen to me again.
Yeah, that was a pun.
What?
She has a history of serial manslaughter.
Yes, I know. That's why I tried to drown her.
And poor Harry tried to help her and all that.
Yeah,
so
fucking like 3 of you were like, "Are you okay?" And she's bleeding out black death.
Haley and Aurora both tried to go and see if they could do something to remedy the situation. Like, they saw her writhing in pain and were both instinctively trying to help her. There was nothing you could have done. She was far gone by that point.
I had to fucking pull a Captain Price to the entire island and be like, "We are."
Yeah.
Oh god.
So you used the one red ring that you had, and you all managed to return to the port city, Akula's city. This is her hometown. As well as all of the island's inhabitants. I gave you all 100 XP, so I guess we're just going to, how much XP do you get per person saved? Where's the rule of thumb on that?
Your rule was 10.
Yeah.
And we saved a lot more than 10 bitches.
You saved a lot more than 10 people.
But we're just gonna count the whole island as 100.
We're just gonna count the whole island as 100 because if we tried to make a guess as to how many people were
We'll
on
end
the
up as JoJo characters if we try to level up with how many people we save.
round it down to 100 points and
Okay, we show up at the prince's castle. They're like, "How are you so strong?" We saved an island of fishes.
so you rescued 100 people. You rescued a bunch of people. You got 100 XP.
Not people, it's women.
Yes.
I mean, they're still people, but it's solely women.
It's solely women. You didn't learn the full context for why the island was set up the way it was, besides just that the matriarch was a sexist, and it's implied that she's potentially killed other men who came to the island before you.
And then most of these women are probably on some kind of mind-controlling drug.
Yeah. Also, there's implications that a lot of them have been themselves victims of some kind of abuse.
Yep.
So these are often vulnerable women with some kind of tragic backstory where they've been abused and then manipulated and drugged by the matriarch.
Well, we saved them now. They're not our problem.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be up to the rest of the crew to
We
decide.
still have an evil prince to
See, I don't think you understand how RPG games work, my friend.
I don't want to be on this planet anymore.
Well, guess what, Major Payne? You just used up your last get out of jail free card. That means you're part of this team permanently.
Oh no!
Something I just realized is that based on Alsumi's age and history, I'm pretty sure, and also what just happened.
We're on the bridge. There's women everywhere.
Sorry, finish what you were saying.
Based on his age, history, and what just happened, I'm pretty sure it's accurate to say he is literally having a midlife crisis.
Yeah, roundabout, yeah, probably.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Well, I spent my downtime desperately playing volleyball, swimming, and trying to get myself back into some sense of normality,
Macy.
Yeah.
which also leveled up my skills.
Yeah. If anything, Aurora most likely asked Haley to train her. Or something.
Yeah, I think I did level up either my fight or my power to one level, so yeah.
Quick question, Alex.
Yeah.
Is there a place I might be able to go to get new clothing?
We will get into all of that, but bear in mind, you guys are in a big city right now. Well, I mean, you're in a tourist town right now, so there's plenty of shops.
We don't have any money.
Yeah, but
though.
Yeah.
You guys have any money left? Actually,
oh yeah, money.
you were able to recover some of your things from the priestess's house,
Only the weapons.
right? You weren't able to get your clothes back because they were at the guest house still, because
Yeah.
the clothes hadn't
And-
actually been confiscated; they were just
and-
being washed.
And the books.
The only person who still has their clothes is Ursa, who refused to remove them.
No, Ursa ended up having to change too. Remember, he had to change within the game.
Oh, the game?
Yeah, because you guys had to be in uniform for that.
Okay, well, I mean, it would be really unfair.
All you are in the island robes still, and you've lost your clothes, which means Ursa's also lost his armor in the process.
Yeah, I was about to say that'd be
Still
really
has his gun
unfair.
out of ammunition.
Yeah, kind of feels unfair to him in particular.
But it's fine. It's not like he used his armor a whole lot anyway. And he was talking about before the session how he probably would have ditched it at this point in the story regardless, because now that he's lost contact with Gun HQ, he'll be in double trouble if anyone on Mobius catches on that he's a gun agent.
Mm-hmm.
Military politics. Anyway.
So at this point in the story, his character is basically, I lost my armor, but that's okay because I shouldn't have it on.
Yeah, it's okay because I need to blend in anyway.
Yep.
So, train of thought.
Welcome to the real world, Teddy.
All right, so Jesse had told me before the session started that his first action, now, as you guys are laying on top of this pile of bodies, and slowly everyone is kind of climbing off of one another and shuffling about, first thing he does is grab Ulsumi and throw him off the bridge into the water.
Oh,
Can I make a notice check to see if I can... A notice, then dodge, if I do notice.
Okay. I guess you can do a notice check.
There's 2 brains is 5. I rolled a 9.
Alright, I guess you do notice. So I guess roll a dodge versus Ursa's.
Ursa's fight, yeah.
Yeah.
I rolled another 9.
Hang on, did you add both your attribute? Oh, wait, yeah, never mind.
10 plus 1d6. Oh wait, you rolled a 9 total? Oh, so that means he doesn't even need to roll. He's still able to pick you up and chuck you. You underestimate. Ursa has a very high fight skill. So, yeah, you do notice and you do try to avoid, but he manages to snatch you up anyway and throw you over the edge of the bridge and into the water. You're fine though. You're not hurt. It's a beach.
It's also,
just...
based on how close it is to the actual shoreline, it is probably incredibly shallow.
Yes, it is shallow water. Like, you can sit up in this, right?
Yeah.
He chucks you off the bridge, but it's into the shallow water in the beach, so aside from being wet and maybe having salt water in your eyes, you're fine. So Ursa, so here's how this plays out, right? You guys are all kind of getting your bearings. Ursa looks at you, glares at you. You notice his angry glare, attempt to scramble away, but he snatches you up before you can do so, and he chucks you off the bridge into the water. Proceeds to yell at you. He calls you a stupid child, and he yells at you for not listening to him and evacuating, for not listening to him and just running when he told you to fucking run.
I know.
Ursa...
That's his response.
Ursa starts like he's gonna keep yelling, like, you know, and another thing, and then he stops for a minute. He's a bit taken aback by how easily you just accept his scolding, before clearing his throat and is like, yeah, well, then learn next time.
I will try my best.
Ursa...
Probably just real quick, probably the funniest part about that whole scene is the fact that it all happened as he was climbing over people. He was climbing down a hill of people to go grab me.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a funny visual to me.
He is currently standing on the edge of the bridge and not, like, on top of random women's bodies. But, but Ursa is obviously, like, he's gonna need a minute to think about how he's gonna respond. He's, like, trying to play it off like he's not off-put by your reaction, so he's still maintaining the, like, stirred, grumpy dad face, but at this point he's looking away and got his arms crossed while he kind of thinks about what to say next.
And I'm assuming isn't even really trying to move at all. He just, like, he gets thrown and then he just sort of sits up. Like Indian style.
So, you guys start to collect your bearings. You see Al-Sumi, and then you lunge at him. He tries to wriggle away, but you snatch him up and chuck him into the water. And you yell at him, you call him a stupid child, you yell at him for not listening to you, just doing as he's told. And Al-Sumi's response was just a very quiet, I know. That's it. He doesn't talk back. He doesn't try to defend his actions. Just a very quiet, I know. Do you want to carry on this conversation? Is there anything more you want to add to it?
Yeah, fuck up like that again and you're gone.
Fair.
Then I storm off.
All
I
right.
got shit to do.
Which direction? Towards the beach or towards the city?
Towards the city. And while I'm leaving, I yell to Haley, keep an eye on the princess. Don't leave her side.
Alright, so then he starts storming off down the bridge towards the
Wait,
city.
did you move the whole map?
Yes, I did. I moved it back. He
Okay.
starts storming off down the bridge towards the city. He's not in a good mood. Whoever wants to go next, go next.
Aurora kinda hesitantly tries to go after him, but then stops herself and looks to Haley and then looks down. Just kind of. She feels like she's failed, so yeah, she feels really bad at the moment.
Yeah, I imagine he feels the same way. She looks at Aurora, she looks at Oshumi, at Akura, and she just say, I'm sorry for everything. You know, for somebody who has a speech disorder, I have a pretty loud voice. Maybe if I were actually quieter, maybe things would have turned out different, so I'm sorry. And she looks down and kind of holds her hands like shyly.
All right, I'm going to interject. If
Yeah.
there's anyone who has to be sorry, it's that damned Bird King. He stepped onto my beach. He stole Aurora's ring, and he's doing something with this sickness stuff. He sent us on a wild seagull chase and washed us up. Ended up getting us washed up here. And now we are stuck. We've just gone so far off track. And not only that, but we lost all our belongings, including my lucky necklace. So, at first, when we were going to catch up to him, I was going to make him eat his own feathers and put it on YouTube. But I got a better idea. We're going to find him. We're going to beat the ever-loving stuffing out of him. We're going to get that ring back.
Piper's going to
Stop
interrupt. Piper's going to interrupt your speech. So you're trying to give this impassioned rallying cry about how this is all the Sea King's fault and we're going to make him pay for it. As you are, about halfway through your impassioned rallying cry, Piper, who has by this point wandered off to the sidelines, been kind of standing silently, shaking, and just, off to the side. Now bear in mind, Piper, she doesn't really talk much, right? I guess at this point you guys have all gotten used to the fact that Piper isn't a very talkative person, right? Like, she's opened up all of one time on the boat when she was talking about her powers. But for the most part, she seems to be a somewhat private person and kind of timid, in all honesty. Kind of timid, not very talkative. Piper interrupts halfway through your impassioned rallying speech to tell you, she shouts right through your rallying speech, halfway through. She's like, oh, come on! This entire thing from start to finish has been nothing but a massive collection of fuck-ups! Each and every one of you is a goddamn psycho! I almost lost my life! So many people! Hundreds of people almost died because of your dumb shit decisions! I am done trying to play hero with you jackasses! I'm gonna go look for some actual heroes who know what they're actually doing. You all have a fun time being the plucky underdogs while I go talk to the fucking professionals. And with that, Piper storms off.
Good thing I left, otherwise I would have agreed.
And I'll send
Ahem.
her a polite wave as she leaves.
I completely ignore her. Go on.
And you're just like, huh, rude. Anyway, after my speech,
Also, by the way, Wild Seagull Chase, fucking grade A material.
I love how undeterred you are. She fucking blows up on all of you guys halfway through the speech, and you're like, rude. So anyway, back to my speech about how we're super awesome heroes that are totally gonna beat the bad guys, you guys.
Anyway, and once we get that darkness beat back, we're gonna get that king, and we're gonna make him dredge up that island and get our stuff back. It's the least he can do to make up for all the shit he put us through.
I do agree with Akua, and I'll be honest, it'd be nice to beat somebody to death, so. Yeah.
Not to death. Not to death. Bear in mind that we still need him to get our stuff. After that,
Like a boy.
Easy, girl. Easy, girl.
On today's agenda for Haley,
now,
Haley woke
I
up
don't-
and said murder.
That one meme, like, that, like, this is a cinnamon roll could actually kill you.
Mhm.
what I was saying.
okay. The hard part is how. We're back to square one.
Well, this is your hometown, Akula, so if you would know the right place to bring everyone to regroup, then I would expect... Like, if anyone would know how to get their bearings, regroup, and restock, it would be you, since this is your hometown.
Okay, so we're still wearing our island athletic uniforms, which are actually kind of comfy. I ought to talk to a tailor about this.
I mean, you can keep it if you wanted to keep wearing it.
You know what? I'm keeping this.
Nice, light, airy linens.
Anyway, we have no money, we have weapons, and that's about it. And we have no leads.
Yeah, weapons, no ammo, no clothes, no money.
Okay.
Which in retrospect,
Pr-
it's kind of funny. I feel in retrospect, Alsumi seems completely unaffected because all of those things are things he doesn't really care about.
Also, the clothes aren't that different from what you normally wear, besides the color.
Yeah,
You already were wearing light linens anyway, you just had them dyed black.
yeah, it was like just a shift from white to black. Or black to
Black
white.
to white, yeah. You're wearing stuff that you already normally wear anyway. Like, it's not that
Congratulations,
different.
you already looks like a hobo.
Which I mean,
He
I
had
guess,
nice shoes. He did lose his nice shoes.
So hobos can have nice shoes.
I mean,
I said he lost his nice shoes.
I suppose the white linens though are less effective for stealth.
Yeah, but equally as effective at sun protection.
Yeah.
okay. So, I have a terrible idea for figuring out how and where he's gone. Princess?
Hmm?
You remember how we did those manners teaching lessons on board the boat?
Yes, that I do.
My idea might require some more of those.
I might need you to teach me how to talk all fancy like.
Okay.
Because the way I see it, going after the king directly didn't work. So we're going to have to think all smart like. The only other people apart, and I don't know where he lives, but, and feel free to flash me in the face if you think this is stupid, your parents do, right?
That's a good point. She was engaged to this guy once upon a time, which means her parents know. Yeah, they would have to know. Logically. You guys don't know where he lives because it's not commonly known because his kingdom is small and obscure, but her parents would definitely know.
I'd hate to say it, but you're right.
Also, a number of the women from the island, now that they have started to kind of collect themselves, they're no longer in a heap. They're all kind of like wandering about or sitting around. But you can hear the like wails of anguish and screams and crying of just hundreds of displaced islanders.
This town has a mayor, right?
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
The mayor, you talked to him before. He's the neat freak whose house was an empty white void.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, he's going to have an aneurysm when he sees
What animal
this.
was he again? I think he was like a newt or something.
He was a moray eel.
That's right, he was an eel. Yeah.
The
soon-
skin crawls in the distance.
Available to hear the conversation, but just the mention of the mayor makes his skin crawl.
So
Like, it's
Alsumi,
racist mores, god damn it.
Alsumi has just been sitting at the edge of the water, just looking out at the ocean.
But yeah,
Thinking.
there's hundreds of confused, frightened women just crying and...
As soon as he notices this, he decides to go and let the mayor know that this is a thing.
Yeah. Do you tell the others that's where you're headed, or you just start walking down the bridge without saying anything?
The latter.
Alright, do you guys notice and react to him walking down the bridge?
Do we need to roll to notice?
You don't have to.
It's a pretty obvious thing.
Yeah,
It's pretty obvious. It's more like, are you going to react to that?
Aurora might try and say something, but he probably is already gone by then, so... he probably
Yeah,
couldn't
you guys
hear
can follow him into the city, or you guys can do your own thing elsewhere.
I'm gonna follow him just so he doesn't end up running into Ursa and killing him, or the other way around.
Wait,
Yeah,
why did I kill Ursa?
There you go. Alright,
Mhm.
we'll change maps to the city then.
Elsumi literally just willingly let him berate him and did not try to defend.
Actually, I was more concerned about Ursa killing you.
He just said the names in the wrong order first time around.
Yeah, it was a slip of the tongue.
Yeah, I mean,
Alright. So you guys are all in the city now. Alright, Ursa, you stormed off first, so where did you head off to?
I started ashing around town where they were keeping all of the robot parts they were finding.
Alright, so you get your answer as you talk to an old woman sweeping up rubble and bits of scrap metal from outside from her front door, and she directs you towards the west side of the city and says that there's a city dump on the west side where they've been collecting all of the robot parts.
Alright, that's where I head.
Alright, he is headed off to the dump. And Sumi is heading to the mayor's house, so he's just going to be heading straight this way. It's a straight shot down to the mayor's house.
Weird random question. What is the Streetwise? What is Streetwise used for checking?
We're in the ghetto, you won't get shot.
Yeah, going off the description in the book, it was for recognizing things like criminal networks and,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Kind of a niche skill, if you ask me, but whatever.
I moved Elsumi down towards the mayor's house, but I'm assuming that any of you guys, whatever you do or say, is assumed that you were following behind him. So
Yeah, I'm going with him.
So yeah, you're just gonna. All right,
I'll let
you all
I'll
just
let
gonna
Green
follow-
Army Man seethe for a while.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Ursa just go do something. You girls going to the mayor's house too?
I look at Will and I'm like, what do you want to do, Precious? Do you want to stay behind or do you want to follow the others?
Tacos are here.
In all honesty, I just want to sit down, I guess.
Yeah, we probably should wish. I mean, we did have a crazy ash adventure. And I think we only saved the effort is. I'm just saying.
So I'm assuming that you guys had that chat while you're following. Like, all four of you are headed towards the mayor's house, and you're talking to her as you guys are walking. So when you get there, you and Aurora find a comfy spot to sit over by next to the house, but you decide ultimately not to go in or deal with that right now.
Mm-hmm.
So Alsumi goes right up to the mayor's door, and so Alsumi goes over and he knocks on the mayor's door, and a very frightened-looking mayor kind of pokes his head out of the door. It opens with a squeak, and he pokes his head out, and he asks, "Is it over? Are they all gone now?"
Is what over?
He's referring to the Eggman robots that were still kind of parading about the town. There were still a few stragglers in town when you guys left. Of course, presumably, they've all been dealt with for hours, if not possibly, the thing is, there were still stragglers when you left, but it's been 2 days, so presumably they've been dealt with for a while now, and he's just excessively paranoid. So there probably haven't been any robots in the city for at least 24 hours. He's just paranoid.
Yes, robots have been dealt with. Everything regarding that situation is fine.
The last guy who told me that, he said they were gone. And so then I decided to take a stroll because my psychiatrist says I need to get more time out of the house. And then what did I find? I find one of those stupid little fucking badniks just crawling around my streets. There was. I'm not leaving my house, and you can't make me.
Do you have an assistant or anything?
Annabelle. He storms inside, and a few minutes later, a sheep girl walks up to the door, and she says, I'm sorry, is there something I can help you with? The mayor's a bit high maintenance at the moment.
Yeah. I didn't want to bother him with it because I feel like it would make him implode. But there is now like roughly 100 people at the bridge to the city, and they just sort of are there now, and are.
Well, we are a tourist city. That's pretty common.
They're all kind of distressed.
We whisk them away from an exploding island to save their butts, and we need a homeless shelter, every therapist in the city, and a box of tissues. This could get ugly.
Excuse me?
Look, Alsumi here was trying to be polite, but this is a situation so weird that polite just isn't gonna cut the mustard.
All right, I guess I'll go accompany to assess the situation.
Yeah, you would better. And try not to take some photos. I think they probably think that cameras steal your soul.
You are very strange folks. So with that, she accompanies you boys back to the beach to check out the refugee crisis that's going on. Girls, anything up with you?
Should we follow them?
Haley?
I mean, we can if we want, but to be honest, my legs are kind of killing me, so.
Yeah.
So are you girls gonna sit here and have some character bonding instead?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
If Alsumi could have, he probably would have just sat on the beach for hours, just self-reflecting. But there were things that needed to be done.
Alright, so we're going to get a Haley and Aurora bonding scene. Piper has left. So these are kind of the two girls left in the team. Akula, I know you're a girl, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
A very tomboy girl.
Akula is like, I don't give a fuck if I'm a girl, I'll still kick your ass.
Yeah, I'll admit, on a humorous aside, I was this close to socking that matriarch because I was about to show her that girls can be violent too. Sexist of her, assuming that only men can be violent.
How dare you! I'm just as murderous as my male comrades.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, to the nice part.
A bit convenient that are the only two legitimately trained fighters or experienced fighters are an assassin and a military guy are the only two males in the group.
Yeah.
Well, at least it's changed a little bit. Before it was just me.
Yeah, now it's a little bit more even. It's 3 girls, 2 guys, which is a bit less exaggerated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, let me cut back to me.
No, the girls were gonna get a solo bonding scene. Oh,
I'm just gonna establish something real quick.
okay.
I have found a pile of robots. Everyone is still just randomly dragging in robot parts, throwing them into the pile.
Mm-hmm.
I then begin to look through the pile, looking for specifically buzz bombers. When I find buzz bombers, I put them in a separate pile. And as a free caution, I smash the heads in of anyone that have the head still intact. I don't need any of these fuckers coming back while I'm trying to work.
Fair enough.
Alright, continue.
Alright, Rude.
Okay.
Here's your big bonding moment.
So, what was what we tried to talk about? Not really good with social interaction, but I try my best.
Well, I'm scared of going back home. If we do plan on doing that, I don't know how Mother and Father are going to react to me losing my ring. And I'm rather scared of how they'll react.
So me you kind of relate. I don't have the best relationship with my mom. My dad, me and him, we cool, but my mom, that's a whole different story. I know I kind of open up to you guys about my relationship with her, but it's complicated to say the least, so I know it's a struggle.
Yeah, it's just... I don't know what's wrong with me, but it seems like my parents just aren't able to understand me, and I feel like it might be my fault that I couldn't be an image of what they want me to be. And the fact that they went through so many measures of just keeping me in my room for most of my life, it just... I don't know. I wish I knew what was going on in their mind, and I'm scared of what's going to happen next, and I don't want to go back. At least not in that room.
Yeah, I don't have no responsibility because trust me, I'm far from it. But knowing and dealing with the toxic relationship I have with my own mother, I know that if your parents really do care for you, they'll be happy to see you again. And to be honest, it is a little bit, excuse my language, it was kind of bullshit of your parents to treat you like that, to keep you in your room all day. All that. I mean, but to be honest, I feel like I would rather have that and have a mother who will not only emotionally abuse me, but gaslight me every time I try to call her out on her behavior. So sometimes you just gotta pick your poison and all that.
On the plus side, Rory's stronger than she was when she left.
Quite literally.
Yeah.
Stronger.
Okay, she just shows up and she tries to put on an old dress and she flexes and rips the arms out.
I find it interesting that the most passive character in the group has become stronger.
She's not even got muscle for that matter. The only reason it rips is it's the difference between being a skeleton and having 1% body fat.
Let me look at her again. Yeah, she has 4 power now. She used to just have 3, and now she has 4, and I have upped a lot of her power moves.
Yeah, let me check her Harry's power, and she's a 6. Oh my.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but
Haley's
always
power
been a
goes into the
hasn't she?
team.
Yeah,
Haley's
Haley's
always
always deceptively strong because she's always had a high power skill.
Like I said, looks like a cinnamon roll, but could kill you.
Yep.
I feel like if I had to explain Harry's character, is she this passive person who hates confrontation, but at the same time, kind of like her family, she takes no BS. She will say what she had to say, and Sasha, she will also maybe probably bitch you up, but...
I also get the impression that Haley sometimes forgets her own strength and isn't someone with a whole lot of restraint.
Yeah, I I also imagine like every time Haley's feisty,
Also cheating a little bit because being a human means you're twice the size of most Mobians. Even a human child is significantly bigger. Even being a teenager, you're significantly bigger than a lot of Mobians.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, technically, since I decided to give Haley the same birthday as mine, she is now a 20, so she's a young adult to say the least. So
yeah, so she's an adult human. Yeah, she's like twice the size of most Mobians.
yeah.
But I find it funny that the passive princess became stronger on her journey, and the assassin is now questioning the morality of killing things.
Yeah, the assassin.
And also the beach babe learned how to be polite.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Everyone's changing.
I haven't changed at all.
Except for him.
The assassin is learning the value of
not murder.
Well, actually,
the value of life.
If you think about it, Piper also changed, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, she left having finally been outspoken for the first time this entire adventure.
That's only because they lost their cool, though.
Yeah, I mean,
considering all the crazy stuff we've been through, I'd say it's okay.
So
the girls got to have their heart-to-heart, and you guys make it to the beach with, why am I suddenly forgetting her name? I had it a second ago. Sheep girl.
Annabelle.
Annabelle.
Yeah. You guys made it to the beach with Annabelle, and Annabelle looks horrified as she sees the horde of sobbing, barefoot women on her beach.
Wildly injured due to falling.
Yeah.
All wearing the same outfit like some kind of weird cult.
Yeah. All wearing the same outfit. Like a weird cult. Because they are a weird cult. And she asks, what in movies happened here?
I'll be honest, any explanation short of aliens wouldn't make any sense. So let's just play nice and pretend it's aliens. So fine.
I need to know what happened, Mr. Smart, little Miss Smarty Pants, so I can know how to fix this. Where did these women come from? Are they hurt? What happened to them?
A cult of Amazonian women who do away with every single man who ever sets foot on their island, has had their home destroyed, and they have all been magically teleported here at once into one giant pile, and some of them are probably injured.
Alright, so let's see. We're going to need to go and we're going to need to bring the paramedics out here to inspect everyone's wounds. They're a cult, you say? Oh, alright.
Yeah.
Let's just pretend. That's probably the closest.
A psychiatrist to talk to. Oh, this is going to be a huge organized effort. Oh, Lord, I'm going to need to try and contact the United Psychiatric Institute.
United.
Just give me a minute to make some calls. And someone please go get the paramedics. The fire department's just down the road.
And real quick, you probably shouldn't have any guys interact with them because they don't trust men.
Right.
Very good point.
So one of you go to the fire department, one of you go to the hospital, please. Tell them that Annabelle sent you. Tell them that we need emergency responders at the beach as soon as possible, and tell them to please not send any men if they don't have to.
I'll go to the hospital.
Fire department it is.
Alright, and with that, Akula makes it to the fire department. Alsumi to the hospital.
I love how after Alsumi regurgitated all that information in a single sentence.
Annabelle just adapted immediately.
Yeah.
Don't underestimate this woman. Weird shit happens on Mobius every day, and while this is a weird scenario, weirder things have happened.
She's like, okay, I can roll with this.
She's like, alright, well, doing the math, figuring out who I need to call. Alright, Alsumi, so you run in to, the main checkout desk, and you let them know that there is an emergency on the beach and that Annabelle sent you to get the paramedics down to the beach. And also the odd instruction to preferably send as few men as possible. But there are a lot of people, so basically every spare woman you got.
Yeah.
Akula, you deliver the same message to the folks over at the fire department. Because a lot of the folks at the fire department have at least basic first aid training, so they can help to supplement. And I guess that leaves us back with Ursa, who is in the dump, probably starting to smell pretty bad. You're still hanging out in the dump. Yes, you're dealing with robot parts, but it's still a dump, and half of those parts are like half buried under fish guts. So
Oh, great! So I'm even more than more agitated than usual, or so.
Sumi are getting paramedics. Haley and Aurora are having a heart-to-heart, and Ursa
is being a
diving.
one.
I am in the bear. I am a bear in a pile of trash, very ornery, and this local population is avoiding the dump at the moment because there's this madman rooting through robot parts.
People are starting to whisper, and no one's wanting to bring any fresh parts in. Like, people will like walk up with bits of robot parts, see you, and then start to back away. And you're like, you'll hiss at them. You're like, no, mine. And just chuck the parts at you and run.
Is that a buzz bomber?
Yes.
Give it to me.
They just chuck their parts at you and run.
Alright, I find a mostly intact buzz bomber butt laser because my 9mm is now useless.
You're out of ammo until you're able to buy more, and this town probably does not have an ammunition.
No one on this fucking planet is gonna have 9mm.
Maybe places that'll sell them. They're just not common on Mobius, but they exist.
Exactly.
Market trading.
I don't know. I hold on to it if I were you, but up to you.
So,
anyway,
I have taken the butt of the thing. Y'all know what a Mega Man blaster looks like?
Yep.
I do.
Imagine that, but there's like, you know, like the Buzz Bomber laser point, like the fucking stinger.
yeah, it's like it's the tail
Stuck
of
at
a
the
buzz
end.
bomber, but
got
it's
it.
to his hand like a Mega
And
Man.
like instead of it completely housing my hand, half of the encasing is open. So like the part that's facing me has a cutout where my hand goes, and the outside is where the buzz butt is. So I can
like a Wispin from
Yeah.
Sonic Forces.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's similar looking.
Yeah.
There's some Wispins that have that kind of shape, like the Fire Wispin is shaped kind of like that.
Yeah, so it's like that. And I have fashioned a handle. I've worked all the circuitry to be in a fucking like fit within that whole thing. I have a bunch of spare batteries because I have no idea how many times these things can fire before they give out. And what other robots did we fight? We had the Buzz Bombers, the
There were
Spiky
egg
Boys.
pawns, there were the spiky boys.
What kind of melee weapons did they carry?
Some of the egg pawns have lances.
It's a bit big.
Wait,
None of
did
them
he
really have. None of these other ones really have. Oh well, unless you want to take one of the spikes from one of the exploded pufferfish guys and use that as a dagger, which you could. I mean, that would make a decent shank if you just wanted to carry it on your person. It's not got a handle grip, but
What's a
you
spike
could,
made out of?
it's just metal. It's
Is it
just metal.
solid or hollow?
It's solid, I think. You could. Well, I don't know if it's solid or hollow, honestly. Whichever one, I'll let you decide. If you want to use one of the spikes and maybe affix a handle to it, you could make that into a decent dagger.
Yeah,
does he have
It wouldn't be for
I have a
cutting,
handle,
it's for
and
stabbing.
essentially, like, it's I'm gonna say it's not a hollow, but it's not solid. It's like a internal structure to give it support,
Right.
but you know, to cut down on weight. And
So it's like
supplies.
semi-hollow to cut down on weight as
Yeah.
it.
I like essentially fashion it into a fat rapier,
Right.
where it's not really have edges, but it has triangle tips.
Yeah. So you basically turn that into a decent shank that you can carry on your person.
Yep. So I now have a shank and a laser gun.
And those things are probably about
Yeah. So
yay long.
handheld.
Yeah, it's like the size, and it's like the length of a big knife.
Did you have to use the build check? Because I know that's a skill.
I have a build of 4.
That's a decent build. Let's see how successful you are at creating these weapons.
Right, I got a brains of 5 and a build of 3.
6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm gonna say he's successful.
Yeah, the lowest roll he can get is a 9, so...
Yeah, like the lowest you could roll is a 9. So I'm gonna say, yeah, you're successful. I'd say, yeah, you have enough. You have enough brain. Crew on the beach. There are a couple of times in which some of the older island women are particularly hostile to male emergency service workers who try to assist them, but for the most part, most of the women are fairly easy to handle. They're mostly just sad and scared and confused. She does start, she has people start setting up tents and whatnot on the beach, like temporary. They set up tents for like the medical staff, and then start building. They bring some people out to start building some temporary housing on the beach for these people because they don't actually have an existing place to put them. The city doesn't have like a big robust homeless shelter or anything, so they're kind of just having to create some makeshift beach houses to store all these women. More and more people from the town, as they've heard what's happening on the beach, have gotten involved. In fact, throughout the course of the day, Ursa notices fewer and fewer people coming to the dump, which he initially attributes to just people being too much of a pansy to talk to him. But in actuality, large chunks of the city's population are funneling out to the beach to try and help the refugee crisis that's now on their doorstep. And you can put up some cheap houses in a day. So by the end of the day, a few wooden houses have already been put together, some temporary buildings. They got a lot of people crammed into each one for now. But as the sun starts to go down, things are starting to quiet down. Women are being funneled into the temporary housing. Most of them have had what few injuries they had on them, tended to. Ursa's finished making his weapons. Annabelle mentions that she'd heard from the medical staff that some of the women were found to have strange objects on their person. There's a couple of women who had either strange accessories or personal effects, or in some cases seemed to be under the influence of something. It's like some of them potentially had patches. Like there was one old woman that had a patch on her knees that had that same stuff that they used on Akula, and she seemed to just kind of be kind of stoned. When asked about the patches, she clarified that she has really bad arthritis and that she wears those for pain management.
I got them on that weed patch?
Yeah.
Really odd question, but
Yeah.
do you think Osumi could collect the poison from his pincers into a glass and try selling his poison?
Probably could, but well, actually, no. That's actually not a bad idea.
Yeah,
There's all sorts of reasons why someone could put that to use. It's not really poison. Remember, it's acid, not poison.
Yeah, that's right. It's kind of a weird mix of both. It's a corrosive poison.
But it's not a poison at all. It's just an acid. It's just straight up. It's not poison. It's an acid.
Well, then I need a container that it won't burn through.
Well, I mean, yeah, because actually, that might
doesn't work on glass.
It doesn't. Yeah, acid doesn't work on glass. So glass.
I didn't know that.
It does. It's able to burn through some metals and wood, most organic substances, and some metals. Probably not all metals though, but glass is usually. I think that has to do with the fact that glass is a liquid. It's just a very slow-moving liquid.
And we're also talking about an acid that belongs to a scorpion.
Anyway, so yeah, if you want to try bottling your acid to sell, then you can do that. You have to find a good place to sell it, though, and that leads the question as to who here in the city would be willing to purchase scorpion venom. So
Yeah,
I guess you'd want to ask Akula if she
I was
knows
about to
where to
say.
try and sell the stuff.
I was gonna tell Akula that I was gonna try getting some money by selling some of my acid, which is a really weird statement.
That
But
has got to be the weirdest thing you have said since I have met you.
do you know a place I might be able to? Someone might want to purchase acid.
Akula, roll for wise.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to take a sec to stop laughing. But that would be it. We're still doing 1d6, right?
Yeah, it's 2d6 for like combat rolls and shit.
Also, assuming he wants to sell his ass.
I said acid.
But yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, roll for Streetwise. You actually have no points in Streetwise, but you have an okay personality stat. Yep, okay, yeah, you are able to direct him to the city's black market. It is underground.
Yeah. Yeah, I know a place that does things with other things
I know
in the sewers.
So you know where to direct. You know how to direct me to the black market.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Be like, I don't know, man. Are you a cop?
So she walks over to one of the canals and just dives in, and then like pokes her head up, grabs you by the wrist, and then pulls you under.
I mean, to be fair, I think with who Alsumi is, he probably has experience with black markets.
Yeah. So you two go to the black market. But
FYI,
Ursa, where I assume that you are gonna probably want to find the others now that you've got your weapons put together. What's your next course of action?
Oh dear.
I go back and look for the princess. She's the only one I fucking care about.
Alright, well, you probably are going to be able to find her easy enough. She's at the mayor's house, and that would probably be one of the first places you'd check. And sure enough, you come over here, Princess and the other, and Haley, they're just sitting on the bridge, relaxing.
The princess and the other one.
Relaxing is maybe the wrong way to put it. They're resting on the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
They've just been sitting here for hours, just watching the sunset.
I just show up, dirty, angry,
Smelling like dead fish.
looking like I just walked out of Mad Max. I think they're going to your parents. You're going to need their help to track down this bird bitch. No more boats.
Just
So I've been decreed.
he just walks away. She was back at us and said, "What the hell happened to you?" I said, "Did you make those weapons? Those are kind of cool."
I lost all of my ammo on the island. My other gun was useless, and I also lost my armor. So, I had to make new weaponry. Oh, I don't have my red ring anymore, because I had to use it to save all those people.
Well,
No, I had to improvise, and until I can find another red ring or a spaceship, I'm stuck here.
I think Ursa needs a nap and a shower.
Aurora goes up to Ursa, looks him in the eyes, and says, "Okay, I'll go with you to my parents, but can you promise me one thing?
What?
Don't let them lock me up again."
Oh, Ursa. She giving you the puppy dog eyes. She'd be a sad little child.
Great. That's just fantastic.
She'd be a sad little girl who doesn't want to go back to a life of isolation and emotional abuse.
Don't worry. I'll show up there looking like this. They'll see, considering that they're the ones who hired me, they'll see that the situation's kind of dire and they're going to listen to what I have to say.
That's what you're hoping, anyway.
Thank
I am a
you.
highly trained, very agitated bear. I will blow down every door in that place. We're only going there to get resources to hunt down this guy. The faster we get rid of him, the faster I get to go home. I have yet to fail at a mission. I ain't gonna start now.
Aurora then just gives a small little smile and says thank you and tries to give him a hug.
Don't touch me.
She will
They would
still,
just.
she will still give him a hug.
I'm sorry, you're not a hugger, I know. And he's like, no, I've been wading through raw fish all day.
Oh.
I am covered in grease, oil, fish guts, mud, and I'm pretty sure shit.
I advise against it for your sake, princess.
Okay. But really, thank you.
Alright, you guys should probably think of some place to sleep for the night, because it's late. The women on the beach are all tucking into that emergency housing. And I mean, I suppose the people organizing that operation would let you sleep there if you asked, but I don't know if the island women are going to want you bunking with them.
We're sleeping in the void.
The void. Oh, the mayor's
void.
costume.
The mayor's void.
Also, FYI, I didn't actually expect my character to have any knowledge of the place's criminal underworld, but I rolled well enough, so...
Oh, no, this is your hometown, to be fair. Even if
Hey.
you're not big,
You're not involved with it, but you know a guy.
Yeah. Like, you lived here your whole life, and you're just ghetto enough that you know where the local shit is.
Alright, fine, but while I'm down there, I'm giving everybody a stern look of disapproval.
Including the person that you sell the venom to. And, like, every time you go to a shop to try and sell this shit, you're, like, giving people disapproving glares, and I'll assume he's like, trying to make us money here! Will you stop scaring off our customers?
They're criminals. What do you expect?
Also, this plan is kind of ridiculous. I mean, acid? Scorpion acid? That's
There's
not exactly something you just sell to people. It's weird.
I'm
I
sure
mean,
there are
it's
people
really-
who can make good use of it, though. That shit can melt through metal.
Yeah, it's really useful.
Oh,
I mean, why do you think I don't even I've never bothered trying to learn how to pick locks, because I can just burn
Melt
through
them.
the knob.
Yeah.
Ugh, this is still weird.
I'll assume me.
Yeah,
you spit in a jar. Want to buy this? What?
Well,
his pincers. So
I'll assume how many... Let's see, you've got... I'm gonna say roll 2d6, one for each claw that you're able to milk. Roll 2d6.
Ugh, sounded wrong.
This is
That's a bad sentence, Alex.
You're gonna add a 0 to the end, and that'll be how many to the end of each. So roll,
Okay.
okay, roll 2d6. Alright, a 2 and a 4.
so that's 60.
Yeah,
'Cause
you got
said
60
add 0 to the
rings.
end. Oh, that's how many rings I got.
Yeah, you got 60 rings, which in Sonic currency is... You can get some things for 60 rings, but 60 rings doesn't take you very far.
So rings are like pennies.
Yeah.
Too bad he used all his acid on the lady.
Well, you could do it again in the morning, and see if you can get a better price for it tomorrow.
Could I not add my personality or whatever to get
Yeah, actually, you know what? Go ahead. Add your personality to that.
so
How
that I
much
can
you
sell it
have
for
the
more.
price up.
Yeah, which would be another 3. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 90.
Do any of the Do any of the personality or luck abilities really pertain to this class?
Bluff and
persuade.
intimidation.
Persuade. Yeah,
Persuade.
you have persuade of 3 plus the personality because that's a personality skill. So that's a
Okay,
6.
so
So I'll let you
that's-
add that 6. So that's 120
12.
rings.
Okay,
You're-
so yeah,
So they give you 60 as their initial asking price, and you managed to haggle that up to 120.
God damn! Haggle, he doubled the price.
He's like I said, he has a personality 3 and a persuasion of 3. That's gives him another 6 points up.
Yeah,
Good on you.
and also based on how valuable Sonic currency seems to be, this it seems to be like $20.
120. Yeah, you can get some stuff for 120 rings in Sonic currency. You could get a few things. I don't think you'd be able to afford clothes for everyone with 120 rings, but
So
I mean,
in real life, it's like
Akula
having $100.
But yeah, you could get some useful stuff with that. Although Akula, I assume, has a house with clothes and possibly a family somewhere around here. So
Oh, yeah.
you could ask the mayor if you could stay with him. I'm surprised Akula hasn't thought to make the offer. Just saying. You do live here, girl.
I thought Akula was a...
Yeah.
Yeah, but their neighborhood is off on the beach, not in the city proper, but it's within walking distance.
Honestly, I kind of figured my character would be, old enough to live on her own and all.
No, I'm not saying she doesn't live on her own, but I'm just saying I don't know what your living situation looks like, and furthermore, it's a place to sleep.
Truth is, I've kind of figured it'd be a studio apartment, but yeah, I guess they can stay there if they need to.
The mayor is still having panic attacks in his empty white void. So,
when I walk in,
oh yeah, God, you're gonna give him a
I kick in the
stroke.
door like the fucking Terminator. Give me your clothes and your shoes.
So I'm gonna say after your black market interaction, you guys also head back to the mayor's house with the girls, and you are discussing sleeping arrangements for the night when you walk up and you see Ursa looking the way they do, and they're like, yeah, maybe we'd be better off staying at your place tonight. You like take one look at Ursa, and you're like, the mayor's not gonna be able to handle that.
The mere sight of him will make the mayor die.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to bunk up at my apartment.
Alright, anyone got any objections?
Nope.
None here.
Nope.
Alright. Let me look for something real quick. You guys can discuss amongst yourself while I pick out a map.
Selling your venom? That's just... I don't know, man. That's just weird.
Wait.
And then I pipe in, what do you mean selling your venom?
Hey,
It was
just
his
shout
idea.
out, what?
I sold some of my venom to some people in a place.
I'm essentially a cop, right?
Hey, you have no...
Hey,
This is
just like-
outside your jurisdiction, buddy.
I'm also the only one of our
Touche.
and I'm,
Hey, just shout out, also was in him out first.
and because of that, I am also the only one here who now has money.
Haley, how's the princess?
She is good. Me and her kind of had her but family issues, and also while I'm speaking, well, I promise you ain't gonna get locked up again. I'll make sure of that. So,
Thank you.
but I look at Shumi, I'm like, is that your accent? I mean, that's one way to make money.
Oh, she responds to... Sumi. I was gonna say, for a second, I misheard what you said. I thought you were responding to Ursa sighing with, is that just your accent? Ursa sighs so much.
Alright, so I got first watch. All you can sleep.
It's
I
a
am
studio
bringing-
apartment in a lower-ish income neighborhood. We don't have to have watches.
The Eggman, the Eggman machines have all been destroyed, Ursa. I think you can chill. It's a tiny apartment. I found, actually, this is the only thing I could find that was kind of applicable. So this is the apartment, I guess. That's sized up way too.
I call the couch.
Yeah. We've
Good.
got-
You know,
Uh,
this is a lovely apartment
you
have
you
here.
need to rest because if you weren't, I'm pretty sure you would have a stroke.
Assuming you didn't sleep in the bathtub.
Hey, I was going to sleep there. I need to soak for a while.
I,
Call the bathtub.
That would make
Also, my apartment.
just fill it up and lay in it.
All right. Well, Akula has stripped down and is laying in a nice warm bathtub, just soaking for a bit. Actually, Ursa really needs a shower. So, Akula, are you gonna be a bitch and make him wait, or are you gonna give him the shower first?
All right, fine. You go first. But you better clean it up.
Of course, it's not my house.
Wait, there are two Ursas.
Oops. All right. Who called the couch?
I
Called the couch.
Didn't Ursa?
Yeah, Ursa.
I mean, it depends on who's sleeping where, because
The girls can probably, like Haley and Aurora, can probably share the bed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The bed seems pretty big. I just realized that Haley is the biggest person here. She would take up the most room.
He just works out. Show me. I'm like, no fish. I was kind of rude, but I ain't gonna be a fish by yet.
So the girls can share the bed. Ursa, after getting out of the shower, Ursa leaves the shower. He has all of his armor collected in an area in the kitchen, but he leaves the shower naked, and you get to watch. You girls watch him. And the thing is, that sounds lewd, but it isn't, because male Mobians are just naked all the time. So the only lewd part is that his hands and feet are bare, and that's been the case for all of you. It's for like over 24 hours now.
usually
So
I would not like being naked, but I'm far too angry and tired to care.
you're too angry and tired to care. As he walks by, though, girls, you are able to see a mark on his chest. It is brown. He has a sort of orangey brown crest on his chest that you are able to see as he walks past and storms back out into the living room to go get comfy on the couch. Do you look for a blanket, or do you just soak naked on the couch?
We're in a tropical area. It's warm. I don't need no blanket.
Good point. All right, so he just passes out. He's like, I'm gonna stay up and keep watch. But the truth of the matter is, as soon as his head hits the pillow, he's out like a light. And with that, Akula goes and draws herself a warm bath to just...
And a clean bathroom.
Yes, in a clean tub. Ironically, the tub is cleaner than it was the last time you were here.
Well, it's been a few days, so yeah, fair enough. And that's one less chore that I have to do.
Still smells like fish, but it's cleaner than it was. Alright, that leaves you, Alsumi. Where are you sleeping? There's a walk-in closet. You could probably make a little nest out of clothes.
Hey, don't you do that.
Or spare linens, if she's got some spare blankets.
Does the cockroach thing and sleeps underneath the sink.
Okay, so Akula is in the bath and would not know at all.
They wouldn't. If you went into their closet and made a nest in there, they wouldn't know, because they've already gone and tucked in the bathroom for the night. They weren't paying attention to where you were going to be sleeping. The girls are still up and chattering between the two of them, and they see you as you head towards the closet.
Oh, you gonna sleep in there?
Yes.
And then
You-
he closes to bar the door.
Girls, do you have any further reaction to that?
He just yells, "Good night, I guess."
Aurora's probably gonna look for an extra blanket or two.
You poke your head in the closet and ask if there's any spare blankets in there, and as you poke your nose in, you find Alsumi half buried in a rat's nest he's formed around himself of clothing. He points to a shelf with spare blankets.
All you can see is his head, his face.
You comfy in there?
Yes.
Okay, I thought he was. Okay, I thought he was dead for a minute, but he's still alive.
Okay, good. I'll just be taking an extra blanket. You have a good sleep. Yes, farewell. And
In the living room, you hear.
Ursa snores so loud it rattles the apartment. But you guys are all tired enough, you'll probably sleep through it anyway.
And Aurora takes the extra blanket and she's going to go to where Ursa is and she's going to put the blanket at least a little bit over him. Not.
Alright, so she brings you a blanket, Ursa, and tucks you in. And then I guess you return to the bedroom.
Yes.
Alright. With that, I think everyone is tucked in and either asleep or heading to sleep.
Yep.
Yep.
Sleep time
While you
junction.
guys are sleeping, if anyone has any, like, HP damage from the last session, you can heal that up now while you're asleep.
Okay, so
Getting a good night's rest in a comfy apartment, you can heal up.
I think I'm good. I got. I leveled up my HP because leveling up HP would be a good idea actually. So yeah.
Right. But yeah, everyone's HP should be full currently.
Yeah.
Everyone at full
All
HP?
set.
I still find it very odd that I have a grand total of 8 HP.
8?
Yeah, he's very low HP.
Yeah, you need to level that up real quick when you get the chance.
I have
Yeah.
very high speed and luck though, and a very high dodge.
Yeah, he depends a lot on being hard to hit, which in fairness, he is pretty hard to hit.
Yeah, but you get 2 bad dice rolls on damage and you're dead.
Yeah.
Except I also have level 2 armor.
Yeah, that's another thing. That's another thing that helps is the armor.
Alright, anyway. Now what?
Alright. So, fast forward to morning. You all slept pretty well, despite all of Ursa's snoring. Ursa is the first person to wake up, though, because while he may have passed out, like, basically the second he laid down, it also meant he went to bed the earliest and is also just used to waking up at butt crack o'clock in the morning. So he's awake at, like, 5 a.m. and gets started making breakfast. Akula, what do you have in your kitchen for Ursa to cook? What's in your...
Let me think here. Well, there's a lot of prepackaged meals, probably some leftovers from the nacho gong.
They're gonna be several days old.
So?
Yeah, don't eat those.
Ursa just opens the fridge and it's just like a science experiment.
At this point, it probably is.
So there's some bacterial colonies in there building cities on the remains of old
Congratulations,
nachos.
we're all having instant noodles.
There's a bunch of, like, easy cook shit. Yeah. Okay, so Ursa just makes ramen for everyone. Do you make everyone ramen in, like, individualized cups or
No,
bowls?
big ass pot.
Big pot.
Just
Alright.
a big pot and the fucking dining table full of noodles.
You just steep a big pot of what I assume is shrimp ramen on the stove. And so the rest of you guys start to smell the shrimp ramen wafting through the apartment. In what
That's
order do you all wake up?
Well, I can smell it. And I think, wait a minute. He forgot my secret ingredient.
So you hop out of the tub to rush to the kitchen to fix this travesty of a ramen pot. And you're like, so you run over, you're like, Ursa, are you making my ramen? Ursa's like, yeah, you didn't have anything else edible in your kitchen.
Look, all you gotta do is just add a pinch of basil, a pinch of thyme, and, well, then again, any melted butter we have is probably going to eat us. So, let's just use a little bit of that, maybe the spray butter is still good.
Just hose down the instant noodles with spray butter.
Apparently that's what they're doing. Ursa just backs off and lets you do your thing, but he shoots you questionable glances as you do so.
Hey, my house, my rules.
He does have a point.
I've had worse MREs.
I mean, it's fair enough. MREs can get pretty bad.
Alsumi, upon waking up, Alsumi starts like putting all of like the laundry and anything that is in there, like folding it and putting it away neatly. And as a result, I have a sneaking suspicion that her closet is going to be neater than it was before.
Yeah, I was gonna say, by the time you're done, the closet is cleaner and more organized than it was when you found it.
Oh,
When you
definitely.
found it, half the laundry was on the floor anyway.
Her tub was cleaner than it was before, and now her closet is neater than it was before.
Also, fucking Akula walks in as Asumi leaves the closet, like, the fuck were you doing in my closet?
Stuffing things.
Aquila left the kitchen to go and get a secret ingredient from her closet. Like, what were you doing in my closet? Like,
Stuffing things.
if you have a secret ingredient in your closet, what would it be? What kind of food item would you be putting in your closet? Would you be hiding in there?
Big ass container of oregano.
MSG.
Oh god!
Since Alsumi was organizing the closet, did he find that?
Probably, yeah. I assume that you found it. What did you do with it when you found it?
Just set it off to the side, like, I'm not gonna ask questions as to why. There's a giant container of MSG in this lady's closet.
I leave it there, and as Akula is asking me what I was doing in the closet, I look at her and I just like, I know, and then I leave.
They give a knowing nod, I know. And then walk off, and Asumi's like, Akula's like, and runs into their closet to see what weird shit he got into when he was in there. But it's actually all completely clean and organized, and your jug of MSG is just on the floor next to yours.
Okay.
So Akula collects that to add to the ramen. What are you up to?
I guess Aurora just wakes up and like she smells like something's cooking. She's like,
Oh, real quick, by the way, before Akula returns with the thing,
Yeah.
Alsumi very rapidly grabs a bowl of ramen himself.
Oh, he snatches a bowl out of the pot before Akula can come back with
Like
the
he knows what's coming. Like, no.
He snatches a bowl out of the pot, and as he does so, he makes urgent eye contact with Ursa. You just shoot Ursa this look. Just direct eye contact. Very intense eye contact before sitting down with your noodles.
That's not a good idea.
Ursa, how do you respond?
I'm still mad at him. I look at him angrier. Because I honestly don't get what the fuck he's going on about.
You have no idea what he's trying to communicate. So you just get angry because you don't know what he's trying to hint at. And then you see Akula run back in with the jug of MSG.
Oh.
I mean, is it labeled?
I hope so.
Otherwise, that could be fucking motor oil for all you know.
Yeah, it's labeled.
It's the secret ingredient that makes it extra spicy. What the fuck?
Girls follow their nose out to the living room in pursuit of noodles.
morning, everyone.
And Harry just follows out, and Harry kind of forgot to put back on her glasses. She could still see, but everything's like a big blur to her. So she's like, "What's going on?"
Chow time. Hope you like noodles.
Oh, I love noodles, and Harry just takes a bowl and scoops it up. And due to her not having her glasses on, she didn't see the shrimp, and she took a bite.
All right, you got a seafood allergy.
It's not real
It's
shrimp.
Oh, hold on. It's seafood flavoring.
It's seafood
Yeah, it's not-
flavoring, so that wouldn't cause your allergy.
We don't have the kind of money to get real seafood.
Okay, so if it was like the ramen cups actually do have shrimp in them, but like the packages, which is
Yeah,
what
that's
I
just
assume-
flavoring.
The packages don't. The packages just have like shrimp flavoring, so you should be fine.
Okay, I mean, I do
Well,
imagine
there's
that
a
maybe
momentary
since
freak out where she's like, "What flavor is this?" And someone says, "Shrimp."
he would just wash back to the bedroom. Thank God she didn't felt
He
it.
starts panicking before Akula chimes in. Don't worry, my broke ass can't afford real shrimp.
Just points to her skin. I'm like, even if it's flavor, I'm still highly allergic, but I should be fine.
Besides, look, chill out. It's got enough spices and MSG and spray butter in it to cover the flavor.
Okay, Akua, with all due respect, if I fucking die, I'm haunting you.
There you go. It looks like salt.
Yeah, Harry, this works.
Monosodium glutamate. There you go.
I've just realized Aurora's never tried noodles before. This is gonna be her first time eating noodles.
I'm having wonderful food. Have fun with that, Aurora. Your first taste of fucking bachelor food. Ursa passes you your bowl of noodles with a warning. You're like, hope this doesn't offend your delicate sensibilities, princess.
Well, I've always wanted to try something like this, I guess. You know? It should be fine.
Yes, the noodles are good. Good. But I'm probably not gonna have no more, so we do take any risk, so. I know it's flavorful, but I got sensitive skin, and yeah.
So she's over there being allergy paranoid, like, I'm not going to use it anymore. I don't trust it.
But at the same time, I feel like at the same time he would be like, no, don't be really amount the effort, just eat some noodles. So he would want to go back, and I'm like, hey, I'm sorry if I sound paranoid. But remember what happened last time I had shellfish? Yeah, so, but...
I assume Akula is welcome to let you help yourself to anything else that's edible that might
Yeah.
be found in the kitchen.
Yeah, help yourself.
Beans.
You're welcome to search the kitchen for anything else edible. Roll a notice check, see if you can find something that's not spoiled in the Akula's kitchen.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
good luck.
let me go down to my notice. I did level up to like a 1, so do I still want a 1d6?
Yes.
Yeah, 1d6.
A 1, a 3.
Notice plus brains.
Oh yeah, no, this plus brains. So no, this is 2. My brains is I think a 3. I'm not sure. Feel awkward for some reason.
So how much was the notice in brains?
My notice is a 2, and it looks like my brains is a 3.
That's a 6 total? Yeah, you're able to find a can of Beanie Weenies.
Just a can of like red beans.
No, you should find Beanie Weenies. She got a 6. He's got weenies in it.
A can of beanie weenies.
And here with this real look, I usually don't like beans, but since I don't want them, but
it's been
but
a while since you ate.
it's been a while, and I may still eat shots of noodles. I mean, if I die, I die, so you only live once, as my dad always told me.
I die. That's a fucking gangster kid.
And here with this real yells. Well, to be honest, my family did like to act like gangsters, so I guess that's where I went that from. So, anyways, I'm gonna go eat. Num num num.
Alright, so everyone's had their lunch. How did you all enjoy your food?
I am writing
Alright, Akula, you first. How was the meal?
I don't know. It's kind of weird that I let anybody else into my kitchen because you guys are This is probably the most people I've had in my apartment ever since graduation.
No?
And also somehow the bathroom and closet are cleaner than they once were.
Yeah. Oh, the bed now, too. The girls made your bed for you when they woke up.
Yeah.
Your bedroom.
And thus Akula gets out of chores.
Yeah, well, I mean, except dishes. You still gonna have to do dishes. But, you know.
Whatever.
Aurora could do dishes.
Haley could do dishes, so she did dishes on her wife's show.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine she will offer Akula my, hey, if it helps, I could do your dishes for you.
Oh, the food is fine.
Go right ahead.
Mostly just distracted by the strangeness of having a bunch of people in her tiny apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Ursa, how was the food?
I eat whatever's left.
So
I am a bear.
he finishes his bowl and then looks around to see other people slowing down and decides to just start gobbling up what's left in the pot. It was a big pot. I imagine it was like our big stew pot. He cooked all the ramen, like a whole pack of it, the whole 12-pack. So, seeing everyone else slowing down, he goes in and just starts shoveling more noodles into his bowl.
Continued with bear noises.
So, you okay?
He turns his head. There's just a stream of noodles hanging down his face. He looks like a fucking Cthulhu. He grunts at you and then returns to his noodle eating.
Okay, no need to be an asshole, but whatever. So,
It wasn't an angry grunt. It was just an acknowledgement grunt. All right, Alsumi, how was the food?
Delightful.
Alsumi, the only person who got to taste it without the added MSG.
Yeah, but she doesn't have a taste.
Oh.
It's a flavor enhancer.
Yeah.
Does would Akula have chopsticks by any chance?
No, fuck it.
Nah, she's a broke bitch. She probably just has plastic forks.
All right, so
Okay.
I then ask everyone, as everyone's cleaning up and we're finishing up eating, what are the plans for today? I'd like to get to fucking Fuzz or Bright Butt's parents' place. I don't know how long that's gonna take.
Hey, go figure. I had the same idea.
Well,
Excellent.
Aurora could
Well,
tell
right.
you that she traveled all the way from there to here, and she can tell you guys it's gonna be a bit of a journey.
Well, I was gonna try selling more of my acid at the black market, so
Stop selling your ass.
Yeah, actually, that might not be a bad idea, because if you guys could afford, like, train fare or some shit, that might cut down the distance, because her family's kingdom is a good distance away.
Alright.
I was thinking of maybe trying to have a look around this place and maybe see if I can sell some stuff, you know, for some kind of payment to get a ride to quicken our chances of getting to my parents. I don't know.
Also, he had already got 120 rings from his first round of
How
selling
much
acid.
is a train ticket to? I asked Aurora directly. How much is a train ticket to your parents' place?
I kind of love how nonchalantly Alsumi just talks about selling acid at the black market.
Yes.
Yeah, you can do that on your own, pal.
Why does the wiki not list the price? Alright, I'm gonna guess you could probably get... You probably get a ticket for one person for the distance I imagine this train ride to be. I'm gonna say probably like 50 rings.
For one person?
That's actually not that bad in Masonic World standards.
For 50?
Mm-hmm.
There's 1, 2, 3, like 5 of us?
Yep.
so
That's 500.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you're gonna collect 500 rings.
No. What? 5 times 5 is 25. Not a.
Sorry. Why did I say 500?
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
sorry.
Because your brother said 500. Neither you fuckers can count.
No! You threw me off and I'm sorry. 250. For 250 rings, you can get out with you guys on a train.
All right,
I mean-
Sylvie, how much did you make yesterday selling your acid?
120.
All right, see if
And
you
I'll-
can go and sell some more and make at least 250.
And I mean, I was only really selling it for like half an hour before I had to go, sleep.
There's the issue of clothes. Ursa, you do not have any wearable clothes besides your armor at the moment, and you don't have shoes, and neither does none of you have shoes right now. The girls, you could probably borrow something from Akula's closet, though whatever you borrow will likely, well, it's going to be too small for Haley and too big for Aurora, but you could probably both fit in it. It would just be, it's going to be small for Haley and big for Aurora, but you could make it work.
Yeah, Haley is probably gonna be like, yep, this is choking me, but I'll be fine.
Crops.
Yeah, you just cut the bottom half off to relieve the pressure and just make it a crop top. Problem solved.
I'm not sure Haley will be very comfortable with a quarter because she is on the more chubbier side.
Yeah, well, Akula reassures you that you have no reason to be insecure. She sees fat people in G-strings on the beach every day.
So,
Right.
slightly chubby girl in a crop top ain't gonna be an issue.
No one's gonna care. Don't worry about it.
I look at Kua and I'm like, and you say so, I mean, but I usually will, well, she says it hurt this, but sometimes you gotta get out of your comfort zone, so.
Meanwhile, Aurora's over there asking if Akula has any safety pins or sewing equipment, and Akula looks at her like she's speaking a different language. So you just do your best to tie the clothes up in places so that it doesn't fall off your ass, and you borrow a belt. It's too long, but it'll do.
I sit on the couch and wait.
You are all still shoeless, except for Akula, who's put on shoes and has decided to continue wearing the island clothes, because she actually finds the lightweight linens to be very breathable and comfortable.
Well, the linens that Alsumi is wearing are kind of familiar.
Yeah,
And
he's
I mean-
probably fine just sticking to what he's got on.
He probably doesn't even really notice that much of a difference.
Yeah.
Just the fact that he has bare feet.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so you can get 250 rings that'll get you guys all on a train, but the shoe situation will probably need to be dealt with too.
Well, deal with that when we get to her parents' house. They got money.
Alright, in the meantime,
So should I?
I'll me back to the black market to take another shot at throwing acid. And for now, while you guys lack shoes, I will have you rolling 1d6s when you go out places. If you roll a 1, then you get poked in the foot by something.
So do I need
while
to do
you
that
two are
right
at the black market, both of you, well, no, actually not Akula, she's fine. I'll still need roll a 1 to see if you step on anything on your way to the black market.
Roll a 1.
Roll 1d6. Okay, nope, you're fine. Your feet are saved.
So I do what I did before. I rolled 2d6 and add,
You're gonna add
Persuasion.
persuasion and personality to see how much you can haggle the price up.
which is a total of 6. So I
Mm.
add 6 to 2d6.
Alright.
That's 11. So that's 110 extra.
Alright. On top of the 120 you made yesterday.
So now I have 230.
Yeah, you got
That's enough to
230.
get us most of the way there.
Yeah.
We can walk the rest of the way.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I could probably continue get
No,
late.
that's the abuse of the game mechanics. We're not going to do that.
Okay.
If any of the rest of you can come up with a way, something that you can sell or something you could do to earn some extra coin.
Aurora was thinking of trying to have a look around maybe the beach area to see if she can find anything of value to at least sell for, a little bit. Because she does have
Alright.
detect item.
Oh, beachcombing. Good thinking.
So Aurora, I assume you're gonna take Haley with you. Ursa, are you going with the girls to look for pretty shells?
No, I'm going with the girls to keep an eye on Aurora.
Alright, he does not help in the beach combing, but you two girls comb the beach. I want you both to roll for notice, and you got that detect item thing?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, let's do Haley first. Haley, you roll a notice check, see if you find anything of value on the beach.
Okay, so I roll a 6 and my no decision 2, so I roll an 8. Well, it's 8 altogether.
Alright, I'm gonna say you managed to find 80 rings worth of valuable items on the beach.
Woohoo!
Alright. Your turn, Aurora. What do you
Okay.
find coming?
Okay, 1d6 plus my detect item.
Mm-hmm.
4 plus 3.
7.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a 7.
Alright, so you find 70 rings worth of valuable items. What was that other thing you said you had? The detect item thing?
Oh, yeah, detect item.
How's that work?
I have no idea. Excuse me, I should have it somewhere here.
Gonna go check the manual and see what it does.
I think I have it saved here somewhere. If not, then I'll save it again. Because I read through it and I thought it was very useful.
Alright, I got it up. With this perk, you can detect a particular item chosen at the time of this perk. No matter where it is, you can sense it. If you make
that's not really applicable here.
Well, then what did you pick when you first picked the perk?
I assume it would be like the Dawn Ring, her special ring that's plot relevant. She can detect it.
She was nearby item, and she's like, "It's about 4,000 miles that way."
Good point. As you guys get closer, you'll be able to track down the villain because she'll be able to detect where the ring is.
Yeah.
But it's not really helpful here. Alright.
Yeah.
Haley managed to find 80 rings worth of valuables on the beach. Aurora managed to find 70 rings worth of valuables. Alsumi collectively managed to get 230 rings worth for the acid.
Yeah, his venom.
Alright, so you guys all gather back at the apartment after you've all collected up as much money as you could manage for the day. Are you going to pool it all together? And if so, who's going to hold on to the money?
I can hold on to it.
No.
Yeah.
I don't trust you.
Yeah. Alsumi volunteers to hold on to the wallet. Ursa proceeds to take the wallet from Alsumi. It's like, no.
The only reason I did was because I had the most.
I mean, I can hold it. I
think Ursa's the one. I think Ursa's kind of. I think Ursa is kind of suggesting he should be holding on to it.
No.
No?
I give it to Haley.
You give it to Haley?
You know why?
Why?
No one's gonna mug Haley.
I think fair point.
yeah.
Alright, Haley, you get to hold on to the money. In total, you guys have... Because of bad math. Plus 80.
Okay.
You guys have a total of 380 rings on you.
Holy mothers always.
380. That'll be enough to get all of you guys on the train.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 50 rings per person times 5 people. Alright, so after you guys buy your train tickets, you'll be left with 130 rings left over. Are you going to want to spend that last 130 on anything, or do you guys think you should hold on to it?
It might be best to hold on to it, actually.
Yeah, even though I will recommend we should try to get some clothes, it is not enough to get all of us new clothes, so we should probably hold on to it like the princess said.
I say we at least get Haley shoes.
Yeah.
Because Mobian feet are more resilient in general.
Humans have very squishy feet.
Especially if they're not accustomed to going barefoot.
Actually, yeah, we should maybe try and find something for Haley then.
Oh, no. We can all get flip-flops. We're at the beach. They're gonna be cheap.
Oh, point. Yeah, you can all get sandals for cheap. Alright. Akulo's got their shoes, but the rest of you guys could probably get sandals for like 10 rings apiece.
Okay.
Alright,
Yeah,
so
yeah, we'll do that.
130 minus another.
I ask Akula, you know any sandal vendors?
You have to ask? Go to Dino's.
Alright, that leaves you guys with 90 rings left over after having purchased sandals for the crew.
I feel like
Alright, Haley, could you put that down on your character sheet in your inventory? Can you add a wallet containing 90 rings?
Yes, let me, go. Yeah, I see the wings pause, so she pay 91. I just want to make sure.
That's gotta be a heavy ass wallet.
90 rings, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 90. I put 91. Here we go. So.
The thing about rings is that it kind of seems like when you store them, they go into this impossible space.
I have no fucking idea. I'm
I
afraid
always-
to at this point.
I always imagine that Mobius cat had things similar to what Sonic Cat is the movie where it just wear a pouch or just wear a
that's
bag.
what I imagine the wallet looks like. Is I imagine it's like a little coin purse kind of wallet.
Yeah, and Harry just has it like over her shoulder. So
And these things are just like by default, kind of like bags of holding. Like they're not big enough that you can fit like large objects through into them initially, but they basically can store
Bags of
rings.
holding money.
Yeah, you can store as many rings in there as you want, and the weight doesn't change.
yeah,
So
So-
something weird I just realized, I think, is that oddly enough, I think Elsumi has the most lucrative career out of everyone here.
Well, I work for the government, so I don't make jack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, Harry is a poor staffing artist.
Although
So
I'm thinking you might be considering a career change after all this.
Yeah. And also getting paid takes a while.
Yeah. In any case, you got 90 rings left. Haley is the one responsible for holding on to the wallet, as decreed by Ursa, the group dad. And with that, let's see. You guys have everything you need. You got your shoes, you got clothes to the best of your ability. Ursa's not really wearing clothes, he's just got sandals on. You look like a gladiator, you realize that.
Yep, armor, weapons, sandals.
You now just look like a gladiator walking around.
Oh, wait a minute. He has like a weird makeshift giant shank on his arm, right?
He does. Well, it's not attached to his arm, but he has it like on a belt loop or whatever.
Alsumi keeps a leftover bottle of venom and gives it to him to tip the end of it with.
That's actually not a bad idea. Alright, so he gives you some venom that you can use in the future. If you would like, you can dip your blade in that.
Alrighty then.
About how many uses do you think
That's
that
one.
you say one use? Alright. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, a one-use venom. And also, I would say that it probably won't go away unless you successfully hit.
Yeah.
Like if you attack but
The
miss.
venom will stay on the blade until you make a successful hit.
Yeah.
yep, I think
Then again, I suppose you could just fuck it at someone because it's
just eat it at somebody
That
like
would also work. You could throw it at someone. If you throw it hard enough to break the bottle, then they're gonna have a very, very bad day.
I pour it into Bird Boy's glass.
Oh god, that'd be a horrible way to die.
Ugh. Oh god. In retrospect,
Think about it.
that may have been a method that he used to assassinate people.
Potentially.
Excuse me, sir. Why are you milking your hands into my cup?
Oh gosh.
He just slowly backs away. You didn't see anything.
These are not the droids you're looking for.
This, like, as you guys are getting ready to board the train, seems like a good place to wrap up for the night.
Mm-hmm.
I think it
We
might
started
actually
like a
make
little
for a
bit.
shorter session than previous sessions. But this just feels like a comfortable place to wrap up, and this
Yeah,
was
it
also
does.
one of those nights where we kind of started a little late.
Yeah.
I also really liked this session mainly because there was absolutely no combat at all.
Yeah, you get to have a whole session that's just character building.
Hell, there wasn't even any like real like stress.
I feel like a lot of GMs feel like every single session has to have a fight, but I think it helps to have sessions occasionally that are just like story and character role play.
I mean, it's called a role-playing game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Role-play.
You kind of need to give people time when they're not having to fight shit, so that people have a chance to like build up their characters' personalities and relationships and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the group wouldn't be nearly as interesting if we only fought.
Yeah, if all you did is fight, you guys
Yeah.
wouldn't get the time to have these fun and funny character interactions and build these relationship dynamics.
The quick to jump the gun murderous assassin, the snarky one-liner cool beach shark, the spoiled sheltered princess who's like beeping up the whole time,
The grumpy dad.
the grumpy dad, the cinnamon roll that's murder.
Yes. The murder button.
That's it. I'm gonna lay down.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that was a good place to wrap up our session for tonight.
Mhm.
All right.